There you go.
It looks like I'm frozen except for my thumbs. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the bunker and the crap show and the inside of my life on a Sunday morning while I perform idiot maneuvers in front of this video camera.
Ryder said we spent Christmas with the flu and started 2026 with a broken water pipe.
Man, that sucks.
Here's a fun fact about me. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac.
Oh no, I think he's a germaphobe.
I don't let us go anywhere because I'm scared we're gonna get sick.
Right, hypochondriac. Isn't that the person that like thinks they're sick?
To the point where Jeff had the flu and we didn't want to go to the closing because I was scared we were gonna get the flu.
Yeah, like listen to this. We're trying to close.
Panther food, $5. We need to bring the panther in here. He's so huge now.
He's not like
all because of your food.
He's not like muscular huge. He's like fat huge. Look, lens cleaning pen. He's thick, man. He's thick. He's thick. Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to close on the building that we've been leasing forever. I mean, a year anyway. But it was a lease purchase we entered into. It's not like this is a shocking sort of thing. And one of my business partners, Jeff, set the whole thing up, and he got the flu. And he's up there with the flu, like in the corner, hacking his guts up, like
and feeling. Paradoxical said anyone else starting this year with the flu. It's going around right now.
It is.
And we're about to go to Disney World.
Right.
That's real smart.
Hopefully it's not going around to Florida. Because at this time next week, I will be mousing it up. Is that the universal? Wait, it'd be like this. Be mousing it up. I don't know. Thanks to you all, you wonderful, amazing humans.
Thank you guys so much. Everybody.
It's actually happening. I told C-Dub yesterday, I guess I better pack the bags because it's happening. You guys did it. You funded it. We're doing it.
Good morning, everybody.
Thanks. Disney. No live from Disney either, because if you take this stuff to Disney, you'll get arrested. You will certainly get arrested. Oops. Over there, sitting on my MP5K, there's like that little drink holder that Gerlowski sent me last week. It's a koozie, and I have all the parts to put inside my MP5 whenever I get a life outside of making knives and entertaining, doing this stuff for you guys. Look, one leg. That was one-legged. That was real. My prescription changed, so I'm wearing glasses because, you know, old. The gray in the beard moved up into my eyes, and my contacts decided to make double vision. I was sharpening knives this week, and I was looking at the tip like, I had to go get my glasses because my contacts failed me.
Barbarian Brownie said, can I sneak my kids with you to Disney? Yes.
C-Dub will take care of them.
Nick Bonomo said, everyone I know in the Southeast is sick or has someone in their family that is sick. Yeah, it's going around.
We don't have it.
Projectiles are sharp. Hey, Tim. Hey, C-Dub. Good morning.
Hey.
You wonderful people. Holder update.
Who lied to you? Okay, so let's ship them today. Shipping them today. To me, the first 50 are coming to me, and then he's almost done machining the remainder of the batch. He's basically been slowed down by the power company. Whatever's going on in Colorado, they approved his building for more three-phase power, so he's been doing all this off of one machine when he's supposed to have had his 5 machines running this whole time. He moved into a new shop, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. So, yeah, but they'll be hooked up. So he'll be picking up speed when we do the next one. So they'll be shipping. In the order received. I'm going to start shipping those as soon as I get them back in here. I got these really cool.
Can you comment on this? This is something we get a lot, and I think it's just because people aren't familiar with this clip. Finally got my striker, love it, but I'm not a fan of the wire clip. Are the old plastic clips still available?
Yeah, the plastic crappy clips are still available if you would like those. I love the wire clip. Actually, I'm wearing mine because it actually holds on to my stuff, and it's adjustable, and it's 1095 high carbon spring seal
on that, because I think people just
well, if you don't like it, I mean, you're entitled to be wrong if you want to be. You know, we do have them. We can send you one.
Yeah,
send an email
and we can get you.
I just like it.
We haven't been reordering them though because
the plastics, because they suck.
And then Kane said look, if people like the old clip,
like everybody is entitled to be completely and 100% and utterly wrong and mistaken about the plastic versus the spring clip. That's your choice. I did win accessory of the year along with you Ulti clip for this thing. It's cantable 45 degrees. It's adjustable 2 inches all the way up to 1.5 inch belts. You can do it IWB. It's reversible. It's strong. But maybe you're too weak to use it. I don't know. That's what it is.
For me, because I don't know, maybe because I'm a girl, I want something easy. I do like that plastic clip because it just slides right on.
I like this better because the sheath stays still.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one does keep
and it's slimmer line. Stable. But hey, some people, they want to be old school, man, and I innovate. And
a lot of people are saying they love the wire clips. A couple people saying they still like the.
Yeah, I mean, I even switched my suspenders over because it's slimmer line and got a more positive hook. But yes, the short answer is, aside from me picking on people,
I hang clothes with the old clip.
No, you don't. They don't even work good for that. Yeah, but you're entitled to. You can wear whatever you want to wear. I love the
30K Hunter 76. I need a new hat. When are those going to be available? Which one? Which hat?
Chad College Check sent me this last week. Skull crushing espresso. I do love fire department coffee. I got turned on to it by Pete's sake. And he's on here sometimes these days. But it says, look, let me read this. Not only will the skull crushing espresso keep you alert, it will make you feel alive. I need that. I need liveliness right now. Crafted and blended from a premium coffee beans, this espresso coffee delivers a full body, mind-blowing flavor in every cup. So I'm going to put some mind-blowing flavor in my cups. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need to do.
George Cheam said it's interesting how you bashed on a clip you promoted long ago. Not too long ago.
Hey, look, that's how it works.
When he starts to like something new, it's that stuff.
And also, I love to pick on people.
He's kidding too.
Yeah, 99%.
Hashtag hat to the person that asked for a hat. I'm going to give one away.
Yeah, you want my hat? It needs an oil change. It's pretty greasy, but you can have it. It's got my DNA all over it. Maybe you can wear it and think of cool clip designs that are better than plastic ones. Oh, no, I still like the plastic clips, all joking aside. Everybody's got their preferences. I do like the other one better because it's rad and it came out of my brain.
Hey up, sucker 2013 said.
Sucker, what up?
Awesome screen name. Thank you. I got my Agent 005 the other day. Also, when will the bronze deadbolt start to ship?
I got to get with those guys. They went dark on me. I think they're angry that I decided to 3D print those. At least it was a failure. There's cat hair in this. Did you know that?
Is there?
Yeah, totally.
Tim did have part in designing that clip.
Oh yeah, it was 100% my idea.
Tim have part in designing the wire clip.
It was well, the original clip was invented by Eddie Massaro of Massaro Holsters, but it was a single, like real skinny.
If you go back to our YouTube, there's an old video that's like fat guy concealed carry, and
I was fatter.
It was Tim used to love that Massaro holster.
But he had these real thin
wire clips,
but not the wide like this. And I was after Eddie for years. Hey man, will you make a double wide one? I'll buy just the clips. And he retired. He was an engineer out of Ohio. Great, one of my favorite holsters. I hate that they went out of business, but he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. But he gave me the opportunity to buy the company. And C-Dub and I said, yes, I'll buy the company. But we waited 8 hours to respond, and I didn't want to make holsters for pistols. I wanted the clip because he had the rights to it. And then he goes, oh, sorry, I sold the rights to that clip to Ulti Clip. And then he put me in contact with who became a friend of mine. He's recently passed on. Great, incredible human. Such a loss to the industry, too.
Ryan, was that his name?
Ryan. Yeah, he was such a great human. Good dude. I started emailing immediately. They said they'd give me preferred pricing, and I said, here's my idea. I want to expand. I don't like this single wide one. I want a double wide. That way it won't rock on your belt, but I love the functionality, how strong it is, blah, blah, blah. And we designed it back and forth, and they made it, and they built it, and they won Accessory of the Year at Blade Show Atlanta.
Here's the story. Here's Tim's life story.
Yeah.
Design cool stuff that other people take the credit for.
Yeah, it keeps happening too. It's really annoying. Here's the thing. If I had the money.
Didn't you even get DCC? Isn't that the reason why people use those for knife carries too?
That's what they say. I was the first guy to use a discrete carry concepts clip in the knife industry. That's what the rumor is. I didn't see him before.
Barbarian Bronny said, I'm thinking on adding the wire clip to the QVO sheath on the Retro 4, but would that be a no-no, LOL?
I mean, I wanted to run it with the wire clip because I just think it's more versatile. And the DCC is like, it's still a great clip. I mean, to be honest. But Roger, the only place he could put his logo was on the DCC clip. He's like, that's where I usually put my logo. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, we'll just send you some mono blocks. I obviously still like those because we carry them. But, yeah, no, wouldn't be a no-no.
To the person that was asking about the hats, I think we have some of those camo hats. And then maybe
we have tons of them.
That's what I'm going to give away.
Tactical hats.
If they're not on the website, China can get you one.
I've been playing with the website today because I thought Jorgie was super overwhelmed, but he's doing a ton of stuff in the background and he's not overwhelmed. I probably messed up a bunch of stuff.
It didn't get anybody's entries.
Uh-oh.
Well, let me go back and set this up.
I'm telling you, man, it's something to do with communism. I feel fairly certain that it's got to be something. You know what it is? It's the Venezuelans. They're really pissed. Actually, only a couple of them are because they're in jail right now. It's those, they're mad. They did it.
It's like it's barely counting the entries. I wonder if y'all have to re-enter. It's only showing like 27.
Man, I can't believe I made that. There's a trash can in the gym, and I just flicked that box like 20 feet straight into it. That's it. Cut the stream. I'm super talented. What?
Yeah, y'all re-enter. I don't know why it's not showing the entries. So,
yeah.
Unless only 30-something people entered. Now it's up to 66.
Nobody wanted your stupid hat, lady. I'm here for knives. It says in the title, you're giving away a knife, not a hat from a knife company.
I should give away more little small stuff too, like stickers and patches and stuff.
They don't want that. They want knives. They suffer through the entertainment.
But isn't it fun just to enter into a thing to win something?
I guess, man. I guess. I've never won anything like that. Hey, wait a second. I forgot this guy. Is that better? Do I look nicer in blue light? Yeah, I'm wearing a sweatshirt today, and I am sweating. This coffee already smells super freaking stout. I actually followed the directions on the thing. You know what that means?
It's going to be strong.
It's going to be strong.
Whatever you had like week was so strong, you were like still sweating after the stream.
I think I was just nervous. I'm really scared of everybody on the live, and I just sweat. And I pee my pants at the same time because I'm so scared of humans. Like, oh God. You guys have no idea. Like, it really is. It is so exhausting because here's what's going on. I'm standing here being my normal self. And then questions are coming in. And then sometimes we get the occasional trolley question come in, and you got to receive, compute. What's the intent of the comment that no one took the time to abbreviate or put question marks or tone or whatever. And then you got to spit out an answer. And if you look between brain and mouth, it's like this gap, right? It's like this much. That's typically a filter of what you think and what you say. There's a filter in there. Mine's gone. Like I eroded it away in the Marine Corps and all these years of using chemicals. So it just goes whoop, and I just say horrible things to people. Or funny things that I find humorous and people get their feelers hurt. Or you guys laugh and you egg me on. Who knows? So that's what happens. But it's really exhausting to compute and then spit it straight out. But that's how I am in real life. I got a super quick wit and I react fast. So it works in battle, right? You don't get
Iron
shot.
butter knife. Your reaction to trolling, unfortunately, is one of my favorite parts.
I'm afraid that we've lost some people because of this. But look, man, I'm a human, though. Here's the thing. I'll apologize if I'm wrong. But I mean, we get trolling comments like all the time. Like I was trying to be sort of playful with the troll yesterday, and he came back with like some nasty perverted stuff. And I'm like, wow, man, you have issues. But some people can't take it.
Halton Workman.
You can now cover your bald spot. I don't know if you have a.
Congratulations, you won a hat.
It's just the assumption. Everybody's like, Tim wears hats all the time because he has a bald head. And then I don't wear a hat and I have like lots of hair. And
then somebody else asked for a Be Less Dumb hoodie, so I can give one of those away.
Hey man, I just rearranged the homepage of the website, and I put those on the homepage because I had to take the Christmas stuff off of there.
And no, Hunter, you did not derail the knife giveaway. We'll still do that.
What did you do, Hunter?
No, this is a different. This
you didn't.
Is a different Hunter. This is a different screen name with Hunter in it.
Oh well, if look, we have a Hunter that does work for us, and he's on here. He's our moderator. He's like behind the scenes warrior on the social media stuff, and he gets picked on pretty hard. So sorry, you're going to be associated with Hunter. I'm not really sure why. Umaski.
That's not how it's pronounced. He told us one day how it was pronounced. I think it's Umaski.
Listen, I do what I want. My house. Sorry, Hunter.
Keyboard warrior trolls would never say that to your face, Sean Blakely.
No, and they act like they would. Yes, I would. No, like, okay. C-Dub has known me since the 6th grade. I have this, and I've gotten better in my 40s at not striking people. That used to be a problem. But I don't know, if it were like if you said something to her, I don't know, I could probably take it unless it's, well, I don't know, C-Dub, you know better than I do. My reactions to stuff. What do you think? If somebody said like a super trolly typical.
I am Davidson. When do we get a Desert Ops teaser? The suspense is killing us.
After this drop on the 15th, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. Hold please, I need to get a paper
Are you
towel.
saying that if somebody was rude to me, would you react?
Oh, I know I would with that.
Or you're just talking about...
I'm talking about, like, say, you know, the comments we get on here sometimes where people are like, say some stuff that's not like, would I be able to not go overboard?
No, I mean, typically you have a quick response. Like, you just...
Like, if somebody walked up to us in Costco and says one of these trolling comments, what do you think I'm going to do? Like,
you're gonna bite right back.
Yeah, that's a problem. But I probably won't hit anybody, would I?
No, I think you would think through that.
Yeah, because I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
Like the girls and me being free, that kind of matters more. This is not easy when you have a tiny cup like this. I always
just thinking about that thing you told me when we were walking. It was hilarious.
Which thing?
Can you repeat it?
What?
The Jacob thing about his brother?
Probably not.
Okay.
I could.
That's so funny.
Okay, so I don't care.
What's funny is you just made me think of it talking about how reactionary you are.
I don't care. All right, so look, we'll see. So one of the guys that works for us, his brother's in law enforcement, and he had said he hadn't heard from him in a few days. So he sent him a text like, "Hey, bro, just checking in, seeing how you're doing." And he said he didn't say any words back. He just sent a body cam video of this dude behind a store, full wang out peeing, like not like, like you're trying to be secret. He said like pants around the ankles, like that's mental disturbed, right? Because if you're not even trying, he's just like back there, just free willy, right? Just pissing. And he said his brother engaged him, right? He's like, "Hey, stop, whatever." And he said this dude was homeless. I guess he's a cop. He could figure it out by looking at the dude. And the dude immediately turns around and like bolts at him, like runs at him. And my first reaction, I was like, "Look, dude, I'd have shot him because he's coming at you with a loaded wiener already. Like he is actively shooting at you." And that's probably what she's talking about.
Yeah, but you said it funnier yesterday. You said it about the loaded thing.
Yeah,
coming at me with a loaded something was funny.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to be
It was funnier yesterday, but it's still funny.
But it's just that was my immediate response. But dude, he had a loaded pecker. That dude is like, and everybody else is. That's just how my brain immediately reacts to stuff. So maybe I would be funny if somebody said a troll comment because I thought.
I'm seeing some people asking for DP-2 and Dragonfly and the Sheep's Foot.
So that all of those, well, the drop for the Dragonfly is not on the 15th of this month. The DP-2, the Sheep Foot, and the
William
folder
says, "Was it a short barrel and projectiles or sharp?" Said he was cocked and loaded.
Locked, cocked, and ready to, yeah. I'm telling you, I'll shoot the shit out of you if you come at me with loaded wiener. That is just not happening. We're not doing that. Like, we're not, there's no bromance or any of that. We are enemies as soon as you point that at me. Especially if you're already shooting. That is not.
Did he show in the video the dude running?
I didn't see the video. He just told me that that's what the video contained. And then basically was like, this is how my day's going. Happy New Year or some shit like that. Oh, yeah. I got a lot of respect.
This is for a Be Less Dumb hoodie.
That
we
dude
may have
one.
to put an order in for it. So it
yeah,
might
we
not
will.
be an immediate shipment.
Right.
But
this is the premium hoodies, the new premium hoodies. I really like them. They got the metal grommets.
Dan R said no dragonflies for a month, question mark.
I don't have the schedule in front. Yeah, dude, I can look it up on my phone. I take a million pictures. Half this stupid show is me looking at my phone anyway. So you guys deal with it. And we're looking, man, I take a lot of pictures.
Big
Also,
Jimpin', DP-2 is my second wife's nickname.
is there like a 3 and 4?
That's funny.
The 15th of February. Pronounce it as it's spelled. I call that the dead drop. We're doing the deadbolts in titanium, aluminum, copper, brass. The bronze ones should be shipping by then. That were the first run, the artistic ones, the dragonflies, 300 of those in AUBF, and the TS-87 re-release. Did I bring it with the new grips? Probably not. Let me look at my bag. Goodbye.
Bye.
Let me
I can
see.
give away this sweatshirt while he does that.
I meant to stick it in this bag if I didn't. That's lame.
Be Less Dumb sweatshirt.
Why do I do dumb stuff, Suzanne?
Because you're just not prepared.
Okay. So we're redoing the grip.
Unreal King 14. You want a Be Less Dumb sweatshirt?
Hey, tell us which one you want, because there's one that's got this, and then it says Be Less Dumb in the big letters down the sleeve. So you can be like, oh. I wouldn't encourage
Davis
that.
Said it's going to be an expensive month picking up full drops on 115 and 21.
On the first, what's the first?
I said January 15th.
Yeah.
February the 1st.
February the 15th is the dead drop, but on the first, oh, he's talking about that Desert Ops Day.
They listen to you when you tease.
I have to write everything down too, man. It's crazy for me. Let's see what Call a Day Check did to me. How hyper will I be? I put some.
He said Desert Ops and the Piranha. Well, see, you told him about it and you already forgot.
No, I thought he was talking about what we just were talking about. We was already talking about other stuff
Yeah,
that we were
Coy
talking.
Boy remembered too. Urban Shadow, y'all.
Yeah, that's the first and shit. But we was talking about the 15th and shit.
Robert Jones is a new member.
This is hot coffee, but it's it's strong. This is going to be a fun show. Sometimes what happens is I get jacked up on coffee and I get extra rude, and it's entertaining. Woo!
Is it too cold for Crocs?
No, man. Today's a Crocs day. They're black, though. They're black. They're the all-terrain Crocs. See, they add a little bit of manliness to them. They put some rubber grippies on the bottom so you don't look like a weakling walking on your porch when it's wet and you slip and break your tailbone. Coccyx. So they try to prevent that. And I think there's some reflective stuff on there just to make you feel a little bit better. I hated Crocs until last year. And then I got old and C-Dub's like, look, old guy, check out the crocodile shoes. And I'm like, look, they look weird. I look like some kind of a...
You did Hey Dudes before that.
Yeah, I felt like I was a dude. I like those. But then I went back to Crockles, were super popular like in the 2000s.
Barbarian Bronny said, wait, did I miss this? Desert Ops? Ooh.
Try to keep up, man. Gosh. I got something to send you, though, this thing. Woo! Do we want to put it on the...
Let's show them.
Let's put it on
show
the...
it.
Let's focus. Let me do this. You see that water bottle? And we have Christian to thank for freaking 8 million shiny dots on the floor of the bunker.
CW, tell Tim it's dark water, not coffee, and Happy New Year to you all.
It is kind of dark water because I don't coffee black. I did put some Sucanot in there this time. I'm not really sure why. Okay.
Hey Dudes are okay, but Sanux are better from Casey Shelton.
Why am I always behind the times, man? Who's Santa? Sandy Hook? I've heard of that.
Icomanium only vans for me. Are they comfortable? I used
No.
to have some, and they were like really hard.
I used to think they were. You know, I had Division Streetwears. You want to predate the Vans when I was like a little gutter punk skateboarder. And those flats now, they just kill my feet. I'm just too soft.
MA heard the cat.
You're gonna hear me
I got you on
choking.
camera too. Are you ready to be over there?
No, I'm just drinking coffee. I don't really care about this other stuff. All right, look. Here is the DP-2 in all of its final glory. And may I say, holy crap. I know that there's children on this show, so we're being children friendly. In the finished version, can you guys see that logo? It's tough to see. Can you see it on there?
Let me get this off. I have a comment on here.
You see that logo? That's Captain.
You can barely see it.
It's Captain Ricky's logo. I lasered it in. It's rad. It's like a skull wearing a hat with a feather. It's pretty rad. Although I've never seen him wear a hat with a feather. Yankee Doodle or something. I don't know. But look at this. When you hold this, you're going to do what I did. This thing is going to be stupidly popular. Stupid. Hey, somebody said they got their 005. What do you think about it? That's what I want to know.
They said they liked it. Whoever said that.
Look, I'm wearing mine today. I finally got one done, but I've already got my edge with some corrosion because I actually cut food and stuff with it. I use my blade, and then I don't act like a diva and go, oh no, dirty, stinky poopers. Got my manly thing dirty. But yeah.
What's the steel on the DP-2?
a Nitro V only. Only. I'm not playing around no carbon steel anymore because of that conversation we just had. People get mad about stinky poopers on their blade.
Will it still have the signature from Matthew Lutz?
No. Well, this version is going to have his initials, the signature of his initials in a squared, like the 2, because it's a real thin flat. The first 50 are the collab with Captain Rickster, and that's not going to be the grip on it. We're going to do a bone toasted non-grenade texture micarta. It's going to be really rad. It's going to be kind of angular for just those 50. Like he's like, hey man, I want to do a blade with you, but I don't want to like do like some of the other people do and demand it. Like, I love the design of this knife. Can I just do some flares of material changes? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. So that's what we're going to do for his. But when he came to me and said, actually, did I ask him or did he ask me?
I don't know.
I probably asked him because I was like, man, you've been second fiddle for all these years. I just feel like you need some love. You've been nice. Here's a knife. But I had already designed it and I freaking love it. Like, look, where did it go? How much better is it not in this prototype plastic than... Am I the only one excited about it?
There are people who are loving it.
That swedge on there. Oh,
MA said looks like the blade itself is longer than on the DP1.
Nope, they're identical. Let me get one. Oh, please.
How long before the extra 05s go up for sale from AM David?
Very soon. Look at that. So there's the DP1. Look at that. It's under there. Can you believe it? Pretty rad, right? It's just the geometry of it makes it look long, but it's not.
Yeah, it'll have a different sheath.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't fit because this back, you get a lot of retention off the back, but you can tell they're brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously these kind of, there's a theme if you see. I just love the look of a sheep's foot, and then I tried to make the tips a little more slicey than others have tried, so I added the swedges to give that reinforced tip so I could raise the grind up. These are in CTS XHP only. So we're doing CTS XHP only, Nitro V only in these. These are Magna Cut, so we're trying to do, I'm just pushing into the stainlesses because people cry so much about having to take care of their shit. And I'm just feeling bad for China. So she has to deal with all the... I used my knife and it got a mark like I used it. It was really strange, but it's still sharp as hell. It just doesn't look like a museum piece, which kind of escapes me. I don't really understand that. But hey, you do you, boo-boo. Where you at, C-Dub?
I can come over there.
No.
There you are.
I just didn't know if you were reading.
I'm posting people's comments, but I can still
Cool.
do
I
stuff.
didn't know. Because sometimes when you're quiet, somebody said something trolly and then it just it derails me for days.
No trolliness here.
But look, guys, there's 10 of these. 10 remain. 10 of these remain. I'm actually super surprised, but I'm really not because we only had 10 days advance notice. Like, hey, these are finished. Want to buy them? Do it. So the first 40 are gone, spoken for, and then there's 10 of these left. If CW and I both have said this is our current, shockingly most favorite. So that's real ray scan under there, and they both react under UV. And my UV flashlight is upstairs, so I can't show you. That's the 004. The wrap is done by Mike Jarvis from Auxiliary Manufacturing. He did that. So the ray scan, he epoxy impregnates his paracord, because you should. And the suede and purple and lime awesomeness from Roger Barrera of QVO Tactical. So really cool 3-way collab, 50
and
made.
we're shipping them immediately because they're done.
I believe they shipped. If we didn't get all of the ones that were already ordered shipped.
Stuart, that's a tough decision. No, I don't like it more than my Ragnarok.
No. Shouldn't like anything I make better than a Ragnarok.
Oh, true.
She's not a fixed blade girl, right?
I am.
Ish.
I am.
Ish. I mean, Nick makes great folders. I mean,
Thanks, Scorch.
he just does. They're automatics too. Like maybe if I'm making automatics, she'll like my automatics. But I don't know.
Paradoxical said, "Is it just me, or is the blade slightly concave on the folder?" Let me go back. I think that's
is not
slight concave on the spine, or is it my eyes?
It's your eye. It must just be this swoop, but no, it's flat. It's real flat. I don't have a straight edge in here to. It's probably the swedge and the lighting.
Any update on the resin deadbolts? Can't carry metal in my state, Pennsylvania.
I abandoned it after I shipped the first however many that C-Dub and China sold without asking me. Because we did good with the first runs. I had to do a lot of work. I figured out the process. We duplicated the process, ran a bunch of them, and they kept falling off. We thought it was temperature. We added heaters to the room. We added more dwell time on the photo. I don't know what happened, but I have not revisited it since I abandoned it. I did tell Vinny this week, like, I don't know how we solved this and then unsolved it, but we are going to revisit it soon.
I am David. Will the sheep's foot folder have limited edition handles on the Kickstarter as well?
Yeah, I've got to come up. Maybe I'll do tie on those. That way,
Ryan Lewis, is the folder available?
It will be in a couple weeks. The original folder. This is going to be the Kickstarter launch. Are you over here again?
I'll put you there.
We haven't really talked about this today, but the original is the combatant folder, and then I've got what I really like about this blade is that the blade's interchangeable, which is anomalous for a crossbar. So you just pull this pivot, and it's just a sleeve that goes through a hardened S7 steel sleeve. You drop it out, and the blade literally, you just push this, and the blade falls out. And if you didn't notice that, it's on bearings, so they're ultra smooth. And then you can just swap your grips in a few seconds. It literally takes seconds. I don't know what I did with the frozen PP grips. Where do those go?
Can you put the 1931 DP-1 leather wallet on the website? I
don't have it. I don't even have one of my own. I don't even have one. I guess we could, but here's my thing with that. I don't think he could keep up with production if we do that. So we're just sending people to him.
Hold on, let me go back to it. I know I missed a comment somewhere.
I don't have a problem doing it. Does he? Look.
Update on the metal deadbolts from Blind Woo Fury.
I said it. Blind Woo. Are you deaf Woo too? Maybe. Just kidding. If you just joined us, they'll be shipped. Well, we're going to do that drop on February the 15th of the titanium in the 4 colors in the raw tie, the aluminum, the brass and the copper. Those are all almost done. I just was following up on that this morning. I should have those in hand in just a couple weeks. All of those done. And that drop will be
Discord page, they said.
February 15th. What is?
I guess 19. They're either talking about Dan from Precision Knife Works or 1931 or whatever. What is his 1931 Leatherworks is on the Discord.
Yeah. So I think we would blow his website up or his production. Because when we introduced the Delta leather sheath, he shut down a production on all of his other stuff for everything because you guys flooded him with orders.
Cryotig said, will there ever be a piranha sheep's foot in the future?
I've tried to draw one out.
You were talking the other day how you want to put more stuff on the piranha.
I do have them drawn out. I don't know. My sketchbook is at the office. Oops. Right? Isn't the sketchbook at the office? I haven't gotten the geometry right on the piranha.
Hunter said Dan in 1931 have a community spot on the Discord for people to message them. So
gotcha.
Y'all, Hunter, how do they get on the Discord?
Don't ask me.
I know you have to like ask to join, I think.
Or be asked? I don't know. I've never figured it out.
I haven't been on there forever.
Man, I can't. I go to Discord and I'm like, there's like video game stuff. And I look for TKel and I don't find TKel. I don't know.
William, you want to switch it out?
It's hidden.
You can switch it out. He said, I got a blemish folder. I think it needs a new pivot. Can I order that? I tried to adjust it and it is locked up pretty tight.
They put freaking Loctite on the pivot adjustments, which was really, really annoying. So that's what it is. The manufacturer.
Oh.
That's part of the problem. That's why we consider them blemish, because you can usually tune, but I mean, you can send it to us. We can break that Loctite loose and get it back to you, but no, there are no spare parts. That's part of the reason we did that, because that was supposed to be, those were prototypes. So we got the prototypes done to fund the American-made version, and then the American-made makers went out of business in the middle of the project.
Todd Champagne said, did you figure out if we could just get just the sheep's foot blade on the next Kickstarter? Yeah,
I mean, that's the plan. I'm going to try to do that. It just depends on Vance's production schedule.
David Zamora, TKel spork?
Never.
Question mark? You going to make a spork?
I hadn't talked about it. I do have a really cool plan for these, though, that Vance and John are working on, actually. John just doesn't know it yet.
People are saying they're excited for the cadet also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I tried to post.
Did anybody see that on the TKellians thing?
I don't know if it's live. Like, we're working on trying to get the member site going better. I
tried to figure it out this morning, and like, look, I can move stuff around on the homepage and act like I'm really cool, but the TKellians thing is like hard-coded, I think. I cannot.
It's supposed to be an app, and we're having issues with it.
We'll get it, though. We'll get it. People are like, I paid. But where's the blims?
What I did was I had posted a picture of cadet blanks.
Man, that freaking coffee.
And what was the steel of it? That's 35 yen?
They're CTSX HP.
Oh.
Because that's freaking awesome steel, right? Let me look at the picture. You know what I got a surprise in, too? Where is that?
Matthew, yes, we're supposed to leave next Saturday.
Yeah, so we'll be down there this time next week. Yeah, CTSX HP on the cadet also. I'm so excited to be using some super steels this year. I am super, super excited about the super steels.
Will the V3 come out in your new steel?
I hope so. It depends on if I quit playing games. My God. Me and the dude who we worked with, the metal artist, everything was great until they got their stupid sales department involved. And then I'm like, I just...
Harold said, can you show the 006?
I don't have the picture. I don't have it. I don't have it. Well, maybe I've got it in a communication between me and this old sword.
Please wear Mickey ears on the next live.
I've been told I have to.
Patrick sent us Mickey shirts. I forgot to show them, but I brought one up here today. He sent us all matching shirts. That's cool.
I mean, look for...
We're gonna all wear... I'm gonna make Tim wear his too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm powerless against this. Photos. Yeah. So here's the tentative plan for that blade.
They were asking if it fits in DP-2 will fit into the wallet. Steven said yes, it will.
It will, because we already did it. I don't know how he knows, probably Vinny. So that's supposed to be the 6. That is a back edge. But because I've showed this now, some other knife company will be inspired by my stuff. I wish people would make their own shit. You know what I mean? That'd be nice. But so yeah, we're gonna try to go for a hollow, and then this is sharp.
Hey, can you show a picture of the wallet since you don't have the wallet?
Maybe. I don't know if
Some people don't know what we're talking about. And Ryder said, "Can Tim show the dragonfly with black aluminum scales?"
Oh no, I left it at the freaking shop, which is weird. I thought I brought those.
Sean Blakely, just curious, will the last drop of Night Stalkers be shipped before Blade Show Texas?
I think so. Oh yeah, I think so. Because well, it's going to be sheaths. It depends on if we get the 01s that were done and the 07s first. But I think they probably can. Are you going to be at Blade Show Texas?
Maybe.
Because if you're going to be at Blade Show Texas, then you could just come get it there.
Jacob Vargas said, "Tim, will you be dropping the TKel DeMarco collab in 2026?
I don't know. I gotta see. I know Bob's got a lot going on. I've texted him a few times. I don't know. I doubt it though. We got so much crap going on. So much crap going on this year. With just in the next few months. We got the DP-2 that's releasing that's new, the Scout that's releasing that's new, the Cadet that's releasing that's new, and the freaking Axe. All of those things. And that's in the first quarter of this year. And I said I wasn't going to keep releasing a bunch of new stuff. And I can't help it. I get drawings. Somebody gives me an idea. I go crazy. And then I get those trolling comments like, well, you just focus on making Night Stalkers instead of being stupid and giving people what they're asking for. Like, that doesn't slow anything down.
They like the 06, honey. I'm seeing
I know.
positive feedback.
I do too.
Other than interesting serrations. So I don't know if you think you don't like them or you just think they're interesting.
Interesting. That's what interesting means is
he may not like them. That's fine.
That's dumb. Interesting.
No, well, they are interesting because they're different.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I can do it. I told Dave I would try to do serrations. I typically don't care for serrations.
So that was Dave's idea.
Correct. Yeah.
No, he said 006 plus serrations equals awesome. So.
Well, I think it's just Mr. Matt. Let me tell you what I think. I think they're interesting. To be honest, because I don't know. I don't like serrates. People are like, oh, seatbelts. But the sharpening system that I developed because I thought everybody else's took too long and didn't do a good edge. When you zoom it in, it is like micro serrates.
He said he didn't mean dumb, honey.
I did. I even pushed back on, and if you did, no, it's fine. Doesn't bother me. I would, if enough people were like me that push back on serrations, and enough people were like you, like as if it's 50-50, I would consider like we do with the V3s and some other stuff where you can add the back edge sharpening. But they make wheels that are diamond wheels that do serrates. They'll put the serrates in.
BR Hardy.
I never done it.
We might have handles that you're looking for. Please email us. We are always trying to keep up with inventory.
Yes.
And it's often not correct.
Yes. So one of the things is my job as the owner and founder of this crazy group of humans that we call TKellians and TKel Knives this year is to not sell any more knives, not try to grow the business, but to fix that stuff. Inventory, website stuff. We went back to Shopify because it's so much easier. Shorten the lead times down and just execute, like in the Marine Corps way. Like I was trained as a young man. Intense execution of the basics, and then the rest of the stuff falls into place. So we ain't been trying to be pushing sales this year. We never have. That's the problem. We've always freaking chased keeping up.
Umberto said if you do serrations, I'll definitely buy it. Serrations rip. Thick garments much better.
Umberto, you buy everything anyway, so don't act like you won't buy it.
Robo Stevia.
They just send it off to have those.
Tom Veth. I love your
Beth.
work ethic, but may I suggest a day set aside to respond to crap emails and let us watch?
Well, see, China does those because I would like to keep you guys as customers and friends.
Will B says, can we get TKel hats and a tiger stripe, please?
I've tried to find them. I cannot find anybody. The guys that make our tactical hats have not made tiger stripe. So I would love to be able to say yes. But these are 100% cotton, and I like them. They're super durable, robust. I'm looking.
Yeah, I mean, do we just make them all plain? And if people want,
Well, probably. But
serrations
here's the
used
thing.
stuff.
What I got to try to do is what I'm trying to figure out with Nick and Jeremy is, can we machine?
Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks, Dozer Dog. I'll look into it. Birnbaum's Walt Disney World Guidebook will save you time and money. Okay, cool.
I need that because I was texting Jordy this morning. I was like, man, I'm super stressed with everything. Like, typically, I know where we're going in the first of the year. This year, I'm like, man, there's so much unknown in the knife industry with steel and manufacturing and all of that craziness that I'm like, man, what are we doing? Past February, March, actually, I've got enough steel and stuff in the pipeline, probably to get us to Blade Show Atlanta, which is June. But after that, that's in God's hands, man. It is, because it is. But we can always do reruns of the stuff that we currently have. So
Hashtag patch, but it's going to have some stickers in there too, and maybe some other merch.
yeah, put the patches on them.
Mr. Matt, sorry, Tim, didn't mean to cause a fuss over serrations. You did.
No way, dude. Do not apologize. It is so much more fun to interact with you guys and play around. Trust me. No heartburn at all from me. You know what I keep looking at in the monitor? My shirt looks as lit up as this thing. That's got lights.
Will B said the only hats on the website are trucker hats and beanies, so we need to update that.
Stupid Tim is so bad at web stuff. So bad.
I would like to see a combatant with a bird's beak like the Agent series from Ike Momanian.
So check this out, dude. What do you think about doing that as an extended set of grips in aluminum? Because I'm already doing that. Right? How rad would that be?
Tiger striped sweatshirts would be sick from Barbarian Brawny.
Yeah, we couldn't see them.
Will the TS-87 grips fit the Dragonfly?
No, they will not. The bolt pattern's different. And I meant to show you guys the pictures of the new grips on the... I really hate that I forgot to do that crap. All right, so look at this. Well, this is my life in the background. Fuzzy water and hot sauce at my desk. Those are the only two things you need to run a knife company. Look. So is that coming through? C-dub?
What am I? I mean, I see it, but
okay, I didn't know if it was clear. Is it too shiny? So these are going to be the new TS-87 aluminum grips. I freaking
you might be able
love
to
them.
maybe turn the light down.
Oh, sometimes it works better over here. Yeah.
There
So,
you go. That's
there you go.
better.
So they're extended, and if you look, I'm rotating my phone. Like you can see around the thing. Hold on, I got a video. So what this does is this. Oh, gosh, I'm really, really bad at phone. Rewind. Can you please? All right. Let me get it to focus. Go. See how it's got the round over now? So the sheath is going to be redone, and it's going to be a lot smoother. But this thing feels like a tool now in the hand. So what's going to happen with this? New single-piece sheath. I'm going to try to get them injected with the same polymer that we use on our grips. They'll still be thin, less failure points. But I put the round over on the TS-87 grips so they don't open that sheath like this. So it'll be black now, so they're going to be an apocalyptic because we got a lot of feedback from the military that they wanted something. You got to think. The gun's black, the helicopters are blacked out, doing dark stuff in the dark time, and then you pull out this super shiny screwdriver to rotate that barrel, and it's like, so. Black. We're going to do apocalyptic on the next run, black aluminum, OD aluminum. Maybe we can throw some wild colors in there and a new sheath.
Umberto said, I think that a small blade with a sapper light recurve would rule. Kind of our old kukri design, wink, wink. Remember? A long time ago?
Oh, man, I loved it. Man, I loved it. This year.
Only we had time to make everything we want to make.
I mean, look.
And money.
I don't understand. If you look at our growth trajectory as a company, it was like working at the railroad, make a knife. That was fun. A couple people said that was neat, make me a knife. And then a bunch more people said make me a knife. And then I got furloughed and started making real knives like I really wanted to make, like this. And then C-Dub's like, hey, you're bored. You need to be doing something, because I got furloughed and I was getting paid full pay to just wait for them to call me back. And I did, and I went full time, and the company went like this. And it has been like that ever since for 6 years.
Like Momentum, we still have G10. It just takes us forever to get it. But we do still have all of the same ones that we had before. Yep. So just email us if you're looking for something specific.
Yeah, yeah. The G10 problem is one of those, Americans make good, well, not all Americans. That would be saying like everybody's good at making stuff. Just because you use American manufacturing does not necessarily mean your quality is going to be better.
You have a Guardian 2.0 you can show?
And
compare it to, or not seeing the specs on your site, is it the same as 1.0?
Yeah, but there's a few differences. Yeah, but
Paradoxical said, would you consider doing the 006 in Magna Cut or another saltwater resistant steel so it can be my dedicated dive knife?
Yeah, I'm not doing carbon steel anymore unless it's like sprint runs. All right, so here's the 2.0. This profile is the same.
Hey, Mark.
The handle's the same, but the original has got that 30 degree on all three sides. We left the 30 here, but now you've got more of a Warncliffe. So it's a thicker Warncliffe, but it's freaking wicked.
It's more EDC. I mean, it's slicey. Like,
yeah, this, you know, this was a design from a guy who sent me an email a long time ago. I think he got his feelings hurt because he didn't get enough credit when we grew up as a company.
Why do you think that?
I reached out to the guy a couple years ago, like, hey, man, this has been a popular blade. I want to say thank you for it, and nothing.
Well, maybe he just didn't get your email.
Of course he got my email. He emailed me a million times when we were designing the knife.
Okay.
But the 2.0 is the EDC version. Slicey-er. You know, it's still got a low grind, so it's really going to open up.
Would you still carry the original just for like self-defense purposes?
Me, yeah. Yeah. And the only reason that one is there is because people don't understand a pressure cut. If you guys...
We have an old video that shows it.
If you push this 30-degree angle with pressure, what happens is that edge, it's more of a tool angle, but it will break the skin, and then you push it in and meat, not skin. We don't cut skin. It pops open, and then it's deep. So it instantly goes to that 0.165 thick height of that blade, and you push that thing all the way through, and it creates a cavern. So if you're cutting your pigs to process them, and you plan on saving that skin or that meat that's on that pig, it's going to be really difficult to sew that back up for taxidermy purposes. You know what I'm saying? So that was the original design of this, and it does a crazy good job. I mean, if you watch that old video, try not to focus on the fact that I'm this much wider.
It's a video called Six Deadly Knives, something like that.
We go over all these 30 degrees.
Does it on
and you just, and it just...
Joseph DiStefano says, I just sand casted aluminum grips for Piranha. They look sick. Do you think you'll do them on your knives?
I do. Yeah, because we did the extended grips. But if you... Is that your business? Do you do that professionally, or is this just something fun? You're like me, just playing with stuff. Because there is a local sandcaster that Jeremy and I were considering doing that with, and then he would finish them. But I'd be interested to see, guys. I mean, like Lee makes some beautiful products. Freaking KLR, his holsters are incredible. Hayden, we have a lot of people that do. They make screw. Skycross makes screws. Don Mitchell makes screws for our stuff. 1931.
I think we have gift cards. Don't we have gift cards?
They're on the website. Yeah. I thought it was cool. A lot of people bought the ornament with gift cards and gave them as a gift, so that, you know, it's kind of neat. But
all right, this for the patches, you can have some stickers and maybe some other mystery merch.
So that was the original design of the Guardian, and then the 2.0 is if you want a blade that still has that functionality on the reverse edges, but you like a Wharncliffe for slicing
Josh
and all that.
Bree, 3359. Congratulations.
Congratulations. 350.
Hey, Jason Small, were you on just now when we showed the 06? I hope you didn't miss it.
Rewind.
It was a picture, but still.
Yeah, I need to get on that project, right? It would expand
somebody
it.
asked, how many agents are you going to make?
I have no.
He said, will they go past 9?
I mean, I don't have a problem doing
009. Well, then you're going to just go 10, agent 10, agent
Yeah.
11. Agent...
Oh, no. I have
Jason
no.
Small said, show me. He missed it.
Jason, listen, if you could, where's your hall pass? You know, I mean, I know it's just a small request. Dave Everett. Pictures. Photos.
I feel like we've shown it before.
We have. We've shown it before. It's been shown. Here it is again. This is the 3D rendering.
So why did you say this is a good dive knife? Is it paradoxical? Why would that be a good dive knife?
A reverse edge, and especially a serrate, is easier to, like if you get hung up and stuff, and serrates cut just super fast. So you got both edges and.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the shape, the blade shape or something.
I mean, typically in a dive knife or a water knife or like a kayaker's knife, a lot of the school of thought says don't have a tip, because if you're in your kayak or you're trying to cut yourself free from stuff and you stick yourself because you're all like hemmed up, that's bad. And then if you're around sharkies and
Thank you,
stick
Wander
your
and
guts.
Prepare member for 5 months. Show your support and thanks for all the giveaways by hitting that like button.
Yeah, hey man, hey, thanks for all that. Preparedness, wandering, liking, and giveaways, promotions. It's hot in here. It's hot.
What about extended Joseph Fuller sheath updates for V2?
That's that uses the Night Stalker sheath. But we're shipping all the Night Stalkers and Night Stalker sheaths. And the Nautilus.
Rookie, what was your question about a Badger Claw sheath?
Witchin'.
Must have missed it.
I don't hear what you're saying. I can't.
Please ask it again. I
can't hear him.
I must have missed it.
I can't hear him. I can't. Oh yeah, we'll show the shirts that Patrick
butter
sent.
knife 006 design will definitely be stolen. Please be quick about it.
That's what I'm saying. I hate doing that because
I didn't even get a chance to show you, honey. Hunter sent a 003 and it looked exactly like it. And I tried to go look at it this morning and send it to you, but it had already been deleted.
Who did it?
Timu.
Oh, of course. Look, we're getting a lot of names that are very reminiscent of names that you would find in places that would rip stuff off. And I'm not saying that every Chinese national that lives in the United States is buying our knives and sending them overseas. But since that shit started happening, it's really, really, really frustrating. So Patrick had these made.
Didn't he send other stuff this week too?
Yeah, I got it over there. So each person has this.
On them.
Pretty rad. Mine doesn't have a bow on the head, but it's got my name and
brought yours.
non-bows on the head. So thanks, dude. And we're gonna have to wear these because she's gonna make me. But the quality is really good. He's got a really good t-shirt supplier, apparently.
Matthew Shannon said striker on agent handle.
Oh, that's already designed, dude.
Oh, okay. So he was asking what Badger Claw for the Nautilus.
Medium, I think. So. I'm not a SIG shill. I got friends that work there. I like their products. A lot of people want to talk trash about the 320. Whatever you believe with that, things can happen. Every pistol manufacturer has stuff, but I think he had this custom made too. It's freaking rad. I mean, I like skulls, even though people think that they're of the devil. And I like America and I like SIG. So thanks. I will actually wear this shirt. I like black and I like this shirt. So thank you. He also gave me a white one that had the ghost on it, like the spooky ghost, tactical ghost. If you guys have seen that meme, China stole it. That's what happened.
Where is it so we can show it?
She stole it. I don't know what she did with it. She's like, "Oh, I want that," and I'm nice. And
we need to show it though.
Well, you can text her. She's your kid too.
Are the new 01s still shipping?
Yes, they are currently shipping. We did put on the website on the About page what's currently shipping and what's still in production. I was going to try to make some updates to that, but I do not know how to code. So Georgie and Hunter are communicating on that project, and then we're doing something that's super rad with that if I can quit inundating those guys with every emergency that comes across my desk and go, hey, let me pull you off this and do something else. And then go, hey, why didn't you do this? And they're like, boop, screw you, dude. So that's over there on the About page.
Ops adversary is needed from writer.
Yeah, a lot of people ask for that. Drawing it out has been tough to not look weird.
Hey, Ryan. Better late than never. Dan Man Cho. Tim, to help combat the knife design stealing, you can do budget-friendly versions that would sell a lot.
Not in the States, I can't. You know? I can't make them. I know Auxiliary did that. He went with an OEM to release some budget-friendly versions of his stuff. I see those supply lines this year or towards the end of this year maybe drying up. So getting steel from overseas, and that's if geopolitically things keep going insane. It's going to be tougher and tougher in 26 and into 27 to get things from the Asia region, I think. Whether or not they're allies or not, I just think that area of the world is getting a little bit unsteady. So
somebody contacted you this week, I won't say who, with a knife that they designed that looks similar to yours and said, hey, what do you think?
I mean, I thought it looked similar. I wasn't.
Said they've been getting messages saying it looks similar.
I didn't lie,
what
right?
What are you going to do? Like, okay, it does.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I kind of said, I mean, it wasn't like indirect. I just said, hey, basically, in a nutshell, only you know what inspired your design. And just between me and you guys, this is how I think about that. Like, I made the Nighthawk off of the ring knife design of ours that was already popular. The reverse Tonto was the first ring knife. The Night Stalker came next. I had never seen that blade shape before. I've seen it a bunch of times since. Ooh, t-shirts.
China, come say hi. No. China, come in here. They want to see you.
She's not doing it. China, she said it's not happening. She's in her pajamas anyway. So look, and then look at this. Awesome. You guys know the meme. You know. The ghost with the tactical, high-end tactical gear. Freaking rad shirt. That girl loves wearing white clothes, so.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you, man.
Groton Esquilad 1421 says, I want to make an XXXL version of the Striker and send it to you guys. It'll take a bit working on the shop and the skills to actually grind it.
XXXL. So the Striker was the original. The Op Striker is 1.5 inches longer on the blade and 1.5 inches on the thing. So I'd say that's the XL. So there were 2 X's or 3? It's like a Wakizashi. I'm ready, dude.
I'm going to tell China y'all are all saying hey to her.
I will wield that thing like... But here's my thought on it. So I made the Nighthawk to keep the similar geometry to the Tonto that we already had released. But I wanted to mimic that full reverse swedge from the Night Stalker because everybody said, will you use this exact grip and make a Tonto? I'm like, sure. So I drew the Nighthawk. We released it at Blade Show 2020. Is that right? I think so. My second Blade Show.
People said it looks like the tour knife.
They said it looked like a tour.
The tour knife. We've told that story before.
Well, I'm just saying it for the public in reference to this other one, and then I'll take 6 years to get back to the beginning like I always do and use 1,000,000 words when 10 will do. And I was like, you're right. I had never seen that knife before. And look, I never had heard of tour knives because I'm not a knife dude. I am now, 6 years later, but I wasn't then. So
yeah, but this person's seen your stuff before.
Right. Maybe.
Okay.
Probably. But so
and Sean Blakely said, "No way, the Nighthawk is a Tord." Yeah, they're not.
they're not. But the blade shape is really freaking similar. I mean, I have one.
Dan R said the Sig tees. I know they're a gift, but are they for sale? Patrick, do you want to divulge how you got those?
Maybe he wants to make them and sell them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he wants to sell them. So I see where there's some similarities, right? I mean, the ring is different. The swedge is different. The angles are, I mean, they're similar-ish, right? And this knife was out way before mine. And I was like, whoa, but that was a totally honest mistake. Look, if you make something and you've made it and you go, oops, it happens, right?
I think
only you know
is going, wow, Tim's really successful, and let's make this look almost like it, but not just like it.
And at that point, as a dude, as a man, and not saying this person did that, I'm just saying as an overarching thing, because I've seen stuff.
I'm not saying this person did
exactly. I know she's not. I just wanted to clarify that in case somebody, whatever. Then you've got to ask yourself, do you care if you pirated somebody else's work? Like, are you only motivated by money and you don't give a crap? Like, yeah, whatever. I change it enough and, you know, let people choose. Maybe I can make it better than you. If you don't care, that's between you and God or your contents or how you sleep or whatever. That's totally fine. It was an innocent thing. Like I made a thing. What am I supposed to say? I'm going to take you at your word. If you know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
so much of the knife is a grip. Yours is substantially better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've held other ring knives since. I have a drawer full of them. And I think it's cool. You guys send me stuff and go, I liked this before I found yours, or I still like this. What do you think? And I've got tens of thousands of dollars worth of knives worth that you guys have given me that I think are great, great, great knives. Some of the stuff you've sent and you've traded me for my stuff. And if you're trying to trade out of somebody else's blade into mine, I'm going to do that. One, I want to see what's out there and how different we are in the industry. And two, hey, let me get you up out of that other dude's blade. You know what I'm saying? If you like my stuff, I work hard to make it. I'm proud of it. And also it's just to learn.
Have we shipped all the Piranha orders?
I think so. No, we were shipping some this week. If that's going to come down to a grip.
Yes. If you please email us, because we have like a lot of them are on hold for grips.
Mm-hmm. If you're flexible, we would appreciate it. But I get it if you don't want to be. And I was talking about the material.
Bryony says, as a writer, it sucks to say similar ideas pop up far more often than we'd like. I think we creatives are tuned to a different frequency, but we're all on it. I agree with that because I'm a dancer, so it's the same kind of thing. Like, you just take in stuff like a computer and then it just comes back out.
Yeah, if you're a voracious reader.
But there are people out there, like, we have specific companies that I can't say because they would sue us that have admitted to doing this to machinists and things like that. So there are people out there.
Like I've read them. I've read the stuff and I'm
like make it as close to this without it being a complete ripoff.
22%. That's how much you have to change it. That's if I patent it.
But you are right. That is typically the truth.
Yeah. So like if you're a writer, that cat just destroyed everything in the world. It's in the window.
At least the Temu people, like they don't care. Obviously a ripoff.
But yeah, they put my logo on it.
Off as their own design.
It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, this is for a Blim mystery knife, y'all.
Ooh, what is it? It's a mystery. You don't know what it is. Yeah, so that's gonna come up when this blade releases. I know it is. What are you gonna do? You can't tell people, no, you can't make a knife that looks similar to mine. The cool thing to do is to reach out when you hear that. So I appreciate that. So it's just like I was trying to say, but my brain is all over the place. If you're a voracious reader or you read a bunch of stuff in a similar genre, that's in your brain, right? Like all of that's coming in. And when you write, some of that stylings from thousands of other written words or styles is going to come out in your writing.
Same thing with knives. If you're
Same thing
seeing
with
a
knives.
bunch of knives,
If you love knives and you're all into it and you want to make something and you're like, I've always wanted to do this, and something comes out, that's going to happen. Who cares? That freaking happens. It happens. It's different if you trace some stuff and be like, oh, let me try to do this.
Only God knows somebody's heart.
That's
Somebody could pick it up and go, ooh, I really want to rip this thing off because he's popular, and I'll just change a little bit to it. I mean,
that's speculative. Nobody's going to call you.
Speaking of God, Jacob Vargas said, are you going to ever do any Christian-themed knives, like Crusaders or something like that?
I mean, as a company, we're Christian-themed. I hadn't really considered doing like a Templar style. I mean, no, I'm not Catholic, but I wouldn't do a Templar blade because I'm not, but I guess I could. I've made them for people. I don't know, something to consider. I do know something that's crazy. So I know a couple guys from a very, very famous optics company, and I'm not going to say it. I don't know. So every optic that they make has a Bible verse, just the like COR 1:2, Corinthians 1:2. Not actually, but for example, on every optic, because the founder of that company is a Christian. And look, that's cool. We're all allowed to do that if that's what you want to do. But they had to remove that from their contract optics because they were engaging enemies in another part of the world that it could be construed that these were like, it was like a holy war religious thing, and that we were using optics opposite to their religion, and they had to take it off. Not saying that would happen to me, but that's a crazy story, right? And if I said the name, everybody would know who it is. But he told me that story. I was like, really? Because I have some contract optics by this company, and I noticed that. I'm like, does that mean it's a ripoff? But neat stuff, right? So I guess I could. I thought I wouldn't. A lot of people get verses put on their blades already.
Everybody's over here saying Trigicon.
I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny. But you
Mr. Ed said, name a series, The Saint.
Man, I had a Saint Victor AR that I got from a patron. I freaking love it. But it
Somebody's
is loud.
gonna win a knife.
Huh?
Somebody's gonna win a knife.
Right now?
Right now.
Right this second?
Yep.
Whoa. How many somebody?
John Geftos. John Geftos has been around for a really long time. I remember him being one of our first patrons.
I'll tell you what, guys, it's hard to keep a customer for a long time in today's world.
Congratulations, you won a mystery knife. If you'd like, you can email China and let her know stuff you don't have so we don't send
Doesn't he go by another name?
Bart.
Well, I wasn't going to say it. You did it.
Or Bart. Bart.
It's Bart.
Bart, yeah.
Yeah. But now, you know, I was trying to be super secret and like, hey, I remember. We do remember this stuff, man. I mean, this room, before it became the bunker, was our shipping room.
Yep.
And that room out there, before we moved all the stuff to the new shop, was the production room. So I would heat treat and grind and all that stuff in the barn. Well, it's not a barn, it's a shop down the hill on the same property. And then I'd bring them up here and finish them out. And
Raymond Johnson said extended grips for the DP series.
I don't see why that's a problem. Are you taking notes? Probably not.
Like you did for the Piranha, it's a small knife.
Mm-hmm. It looked weird, but the Piranha looks weird with a long blade on it too. But I love it. I carried it for a long time.
Would it like curve down to match that handle?
Yeah, it'd have to. It would look really odd if it didn't. I mean, we could wall ninja this thing up, man.
I'm sorry, you've not won yet. Keep trying. Some people try for a long time and finally
a 3-finger maybe, because if you do a 4-finger, look how long it would be if you did 4. Maybe a 3.
And then would the blade be too short?
It would look weird. For sure. Like the Cadet. Everybody's super jazzed and excited about the Cadet.
Yeah, do you have that to show? People are asking.
You got the plastic one, yeah.
Which Piranha grips are on hold? Oh, gosh.
I wouldn't know.
Man, I don't remember, but it's a few.
So that's the... Let me just show it over here. You can't see it in my shirt. See, this is kind of the way a lot of EDC knives are going, a full length grip.
The bit for the grips is the T20 Torx or 964 Allen.
Correct. I use the T20 because it works on all my firearm stuff too, and that. But, you know, this is a 005, which I've been carrying this weekend. I freaking finally got a nickel boron one that I love. So look, I shrank the blade down.
Did you tell them that we have some in S35?
Nope, I forgot. But so I got some blades back from Heat Treat last night. I walked out on the porch like 10 o'clock and they weren't there at 9. So I guess they're working hard. But
a writer said I just added a lanyard to my DP-1 and it works great.
So good. So good. Like my pocket carry DP-1 is here. Am I just jumping back and forth and you're not?
No, I'm showing you.
Man, you're awesome. You're a true camera wife. That's what I do. I like it because then it kind of falls out of the way. It gives you a lot more leverage. But I do like how capable this is as a small knife. But it looks rad too.
The potato.
I know, Nick. What a goon. But this is already all the way, most of the way through the production process, so nobody can be inspired by it first. This is another one of those where people are like, hey, that blade looks like, gosh, the lookout. The handle, though, not the blade. And I'm like, well, no, actually, that handle looks like the Piranha extended grip because it is, but just a half an inch taller.
Possibly a Tonto DP in the future. And then down south squonks that are you still thinking about doing Ultim scales?
Yeah, I like them.
For the folder.
Yeah, I liked them. Vance hated them because the finishing was super difficult on that. He's like, man, that was really hard to finish those out. Yeah, we're going to try to figure out a more manufacturable way to do that.
Brent said, are there going to be any combatant updates or redesigns in the future?
The combatant was really the first one that we made the more aggressive step milling and the deeper grooves and all the roundovers on it. It was kind of the first in that series that pioneered all the rest of the, but we are going to do reruns this year. I want to do it in the new steel. Like I said, if they quit being moronic about the stupid steel. If, big if.
Dean, we do have some if you want to email China.
But what would you suggest are changes that we could make? Because we did a whole lot. I'll show then to now what the first iteration is here, and then the current is here. So I
think this comment was for you, Braun. I'm pretty sure.
So look, I brought the swedge back to match the Night Stalker to make it more brand consistent. Thinned out the edge and added the jimping, and then some people were saying that the original combatants were biting them right there.
I don't think we need to do anything to the new combatant.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if some feedback, because this is the most current iteration that's come a long way from this. You know what's funny?
Oh, Nick Bonomo said hollow grind, maybe. Hollow grind.
Whew, we'd have to enlist somebody else to do that.
A lanyard aids in pulling from your pocket sheath.
Yes.
Stuart Rawlings said Blade Magazine predicts AEBL will be a top choice of customs in 2026.
Yeah, I saw that. But the problem is that Baderis, the company that makes AEBL, got absorbed by another German steel mill, and they stopped production on that steel. Now, they said, sure, we'll make it again, but they haven't yet. So,
and he also said a hollow ground Guardian 2.0 would be hot.
It would. I just don't have the time to individually hand grind those.
Extended grips for the original adversary. Tim is working on extended grips.
We have the extended grip for the original adversary. That's the same grips as the combatant, if you guys didn't know that. So this grip set,
didn't you tell me you were working on like a new Century or something?
Yeah, I'm working on actually getting a Century grip, but in aluminum. This is the extendo for the adversary, but I want to take a lot of this out. And that Jeremy's actually working on that between all the other stuff. But I want to kind of straighten it out, slim it up. She looks a little preggers in this area. I don't like that. So this is the current extended grip. Now it's very, very comfortable. This breakaway on the spine really makes it, it's just
our favorite poet is here.
aesthetically
Our
weird.
poet is here, honey.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
TKel knives cut the year anew, sharp beginnings, strong and true. With every slice, the future shines. Cheers to 2026 in perfect lines.
Wow. Wow, man. I'm fuzzy inside.
We should have like put them all
I asked it.
in the
I asked.
poetry book.
I said, make a book of all these things. Do it.
And then we could do like a one of those like daily things where it has like the poem of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. One a week. One TKel inspired poem weekly. And then you'll have to tattoo every one of them all the way down your arm to be a real TKellian. Don't do that. That's not allowed. Don't do it. That's the kind of the stuff I'm thinking for the rest of this year. Rather than release a bunch of new blades, let's do aluminum grips on some stuff and fine-tune century grips and the extended grips. Let's take some time to work on those and, you know, make accessories, which is stupid from a business standpoint. What I should do, rather than make an extended grip for the adversary, is just make a long-handled adversary and be like, boop, buy a new one.
Runager,
But I like
FLN 2.0s have all shipped other than grip holds. If you want to email us, we can see what grip you have and if we can get it out to you quick.
We did just get some other G10 in this
Brent,
week.
1993 has a good question. Can you explain the difference between G10 grips and Battle Lock? Is one more different than the other?
They're so freaking different. So let me show you an agent.
Yes, Barbarian Brawny TKel weekly calendar. I'll take the photos with the poem.
Man, I gotta get on the freaking phone with you about this other stuff. So I'm not ghosting you. I don't even have any G10 agent grips to compare them to. I do have some Night Stalker. Let me do that. All right, so let's look at this. So here's the original G10. They're heavier, they're denser. This is a phenolic material, which means it's resin-based and glass. So we did put a micro texture on the G10. G10 has been very common in the industry for a long time, and I think I was one of the, well, not going to say that. I wanted it less slick. Some people like to polish it up. I don't like doing that, but I wanted the texture. So that's where G10, and then I wanted lightweight, just as durable, more glass for that durability, and a superstar texture. One of my favorite textures from the firearms industry is this 60 grit. SIG uses it, Smith & Wesson uses it, some HKs have it. Basically, there's one company that designed all these textures for pistol grips, and they own that texture. And we reached out to be able to license it and get the ability to use it. And I like polymer grips for my freaking firearms. They're lightweight. They're just as strong as G10, but I wanted more glass. So the more glass gives you much, much more texture. It's deeper, so they're very grippy, but it's 30% glass as opposed to a 12% on, say, like your SIG and Glock and everybody else's grip modules, or your Magpul grips for your AR, any of that. Same technology behind the material, but we pioneered using 30%.
Lots of people are saying they love the G10.
I personally prefer the Battle Lock. It's grippier. I have sweaty hands. I work in dirt and mud and water and blood when I'm cleaning animals and all kind of crap, and this doesn't absorb anything. But
I saw somebody comment about Band-Aids, so I'm going to give away some Band-Aids.
We still make the G10 for people. I mean, to me, the G10 is a little more of the...
Any update on EDC Battle Lock?
The money. That's it. The only thing that's holding that off is...
And a lot of people say they like the Battle Lock, too.
Yeah, I think... And here's the thing. So if you guys look on this wall, there's like 30 handguns. Some of these handguns started life with a polymer frame. Like I've got a 320 over there that did that. I've got a P365 that's like that, 2 or 3 of each. And a... So
Hashtag Band-Aids. We're going to do like a couple packs of Band-Aids for y'all.
One of the things I like to do is take the polymer grip off and make me a Gucci pistol and put some freaking matchy sharp looking G10 grips on there for some of my stuff that I want to match. You know, it's lame. I know it's a firearm or whatever. I like customizing my stuff. I customized cars for years. I would customize cars if CW didn't reform me from that very expensive addictive habit. Not that this one is not, but so I think in my mind's eye, the polymer is like duty rated, right? It's lighter, it's grippier. If you have any damage, you swap them out. It's not as hard on the weight wise better, you know, that's a lot faster.
Red Gemini said EDC G10, but battle lock for serious, get her done.
Yeah, see, another time when I used a million words and somebody just said it in 4 seconds. But yeah, that's it.
Matthew Letiziano said I had material transfer on my battle lock grips from my pants.
Yeah, that happens too. It's like if you look at my daily carry, my Smith, the 2.0, I'm not touching any of the M&P 2.0. It'll get skin on it. It'll get crap from your sweater, your shirt, all that stuff. You know, take your rifle cleaning brush and clean that thing out real quick. G10 does the same. They get like gross and full of stuff. I use a sonic cleaner on my G10 grips for pistols and blades. And then you just put a little bit of oil on it. They look brand new again. It's one of those things like, if you use it, it is going to do that. On my stalker, they're real sharp because that 30% glass is real detailed. I took a 400 grit piece of sandpaper.
Josh
Dad
Bod said, I might have missed it, but how far are the Nautilus from shipping?
Really close. We're shipping those alongside the Night Stalkers because they use the same sheath. But we're doing 4s, 5s.
I love this comment.
I'm ready.
Also got your hoodie and love triggering sheeple up here in Canada with it.
Yeah, I know which hoodie you're talking about.
The Be Less
Dumb. The Be Less Dumb. I like it. I love it. That is for those people.
Lee Ward said a lot of people just don't like the idea of plastic, in quotes, grips.
Yeah, I had a guy.
But isn't G10 also like a plastic of sorts?
It's
sort of.
There's more glass in this polymer than there is G10 by a large percentage. If you want to reduce it to simple words, that's epoxy. The G10 is epoxy. It's glue with glass in it. That's what it is.
Red Gemini, send China an email, and if we can ship your 01 with the Retro 4, we certainly will. But I do think they sent a bunch of the Retro 4s, unless you were the
That's
person
the part of the shop. I got to make sure that nobody's breaking in.
Mark Kane said, what S&W do you carry? I have the Metal Carry Comp 2.0 and really like it and shoot it well. Not quite as good as my P365.
That's the Metal 2.0. I got it right before the comps came out. It is so good. That's the whatever that gray color is, but it's metal. Man, I shoot the shit out of that thing. It shoots so good. The trigger was phenomenal to begin with.
Which material has better thermal resistance as far as G10 versus Battle Lock?
The Battle Lock, we tested up to 900 degrees because it's the same material that's on your firearms. It's the same manufacturer of that polymer.
Are you talking about the? Sorry, go ahead. I'm bouncing around because I'm reading comments. Are you talking about that knife that you got, or the gun you got from Kim?
No,
she just said tungsten, so I don't know if she's referring to that or not.
There's a SIG that they put some tungsten in their polymer.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
finish your thought on the gun. I
don't care about you interrupting me.
Any chance we could see a Raider in comparison to a Night Stalker?
Yeah, easy. I actually brought one from the shop. But yeah, some stuff about other stuff. I do love the M&P 2.0.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I was saying.
He was asking you about that specific gun.
Look at that. So there they are. Both of these in ADCRV2. No, that's an AEBL blade. Sorry, I lied.
We have Night Stalkers available for purchase right now on the website.
Yep, they're on the homepage now.
If a grip shows out of stock, you can write it in the notes.
I do it like you do with firearms. They come with the battle locks if I've already got the molds developed for the battle lock grips.
Dan R. Sig tungsten is the TXC. Kim Hendricks, the Gray Smith is tungsten. Sig put tungsten in their polymer ? From Lee World.
Yes, yeah, the TX series of those grips. The X is the X frame. So there's an X carry version of the P320, and they're infused. There's tungsten in that polymer, so it gives it a lot of weight. And you can put that like X5 series barrel, the X10, like I've got both, and it eats recoil, man.
We have another poem. TKel knives, a guiding light, cutting clear through darkest night. New Year's dawn with dreams to weave.
Oops.
Strength and hope in all we achieve.
Wow, man. Strength and hope through a knife?
I Am Gus said the aesthetic component of G10 is important as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why I have both. Like I have polymer handguns that I've left alone. I've got aluminum frames that I put G10 on. It really that's why I like the direction I've taken with the company, because I personally switch back and forth all the time.
Nameless Drifter said, now hear me out. Taylor's Ridge, but an inch longer with the extended grip stock.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a consideration. It kind of would look like a BK in that instance. It'd be a rad knife. We could do it. I don't have time. I need to write all these ideas down.
EDC girl, we've probably already sent you Band-Aids so you can ask China for something else.
You cut yourself more if you want.
No, she's got a YouTube channel. So,
but yeah, if you cut yourself, look,
whatever merch you want, just ask China.
Look at videos that people accidentally cut themselves on. They go viral.
Congratulations.
Grit your tooth, take a finger off. Don't do that. Not that you would, because I said so. I'm just being dumb. But yes, I like G10 grips on blades and firearms. And one of the biggest things that I wanted to do is, because I'm like that, I've got lever guns that I made look like crazy cowboy tacticals, and I've got plain ones. And I like to switch my grips out. I like to change the color patterns up. I like to carry them heavy, light. I'm like that. I'm a gun nerd in that respect, and I turned my knives into the same thing.
Did I hear the wrong pronunciation of striker from Mark Kane?
Probably did. C-Dub can't do it.
No, so you need to say it, honey. You use the striker the right way. Stroika.
That's how you say it. Eh?
And people have asked about TKel Tactical and update on the TKel 365.
I gotta ring their bell. I have the final prototype over there in that corner on my PDW wall that doesn't get shown. It's slow. It's so slow. I guess firearms manufacturing's difficult. Even though I got my FFLs to do it myself, I let them do it. It's slow. I can't give dates on it because they don't answer emails, and then I'll send them like, hey guys, look, if you're not interested, can you just give me my designs back? I'll take them somewhere else. And they go, no, we're super interested. We're going to make it. And you'll have final prototypes by the end of the year, or maybe the first week of January, or we'll just ghost you for 2 months and send you nothing.
Dragon is asking Colin, what knife would you recommend from your lineup? Would you recommend for a first purchase? I can literally afford one, so I got to get a good one. I don't know if he's talking about our knives, or I assume. You want to answer that just in case?
Me?
What knife would you recommend from your lineup from a first purchase? I can literally afford one, so I got to get a good one since I'll carry and review it as well.
Ring knife or not? First, answer that, and then we'll go from there. Or I'll just say what I think. If you say ring knife, I'm going to tell you Night Stalker.
Okay, I said yes, your knives.
I'm going to say Night Stalker if you're going ring knife. That blade is our most popular knife, period.
No ring, he said.
I think Combatant, people probably argue with me. Combatant is a really good gateway. You can put extended grips on it. It's a drop point. It's a robust tip. It's super freaking slicey. If you want something a little bigger, a little deeper, if you do like outdoorsy stuff, I'd go up to a Radar.
Mark Kane said Combatant or Nautilus. Josh Dodd, Dadbod, I'd say Combatant or Raider.
Yep.
Matt Peake said
I always forget about the Nautilus because it's so new. The Nautilus is such a compact carry blade with the Night Stalker.
I'd say Combatant.
So that would be
Combatant.
The Night Stalker without a ring. That's the Nautilus. It has to be in Battle Lock because G10 was just too freaking slippery. If you're handy, you can always just buy yourself a set of Night Stalker grips and round the back off because that's
OG
what I
Night
did.
Guardian and 001 are my most carried from Sean Anderson. And then
Yeah.
somebody earlier said, how about a mercenary drop soon?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that this year because
Phil Crawl said Raider. Always start with a Raider.
Yeah, Raiders. It has a deeper belly, so if you're like processing stuff or you're like more of a work knife, Raider hits right down the middle. Go further into outdoors, I would say Taylor's Ridge, full handle blades. The mercenary people freak out about it. I mean, when they get it, they're like, "Wow, this thing's incredible." So it's a little more fighty on the full handle side. And again, if you want to go further into the sear use case, so slicier is the FMF. And if you're talking about straight up brush clearing, whatever your thing is, you need to go with the Outrider. So it really depends on your use case. Pocketable fixed blade, DP-1. If you like slicier.
Can you show a Raider? And Mark Kane said 001 and 004 are two favorites.
And if you're going defensive.
He said, I went with the Raider. Can't wait.
You go defensively. The Agent series, it's compact, it's wicked. The most effective as far as CQB would be the 001. That's the Raider. Now has a higher grind in jimping. This was a knife that really made me realize that the industry was totally different and designed differently.
Jason Small, can you show off the MR1?
Yeah.
Steelgar. I carry my double-edged 01 with my pistol. The 01's a great one too.
I always recommend that. Like we had
the agent handle.
Some guys call from PD, and they're like, "Hey, if I get one, get off me."
Yeah, it depends on what you're wanting it for. If you want like a good EDC,
the whole Agent
maybe
series,
even the DP-1 or Piranha.
Yeah, the Agent series was designed to be clandestine, slim line, ultimate grip, easy to drop in a pocket, keep on your belt line, put on kit, all the grip.
And Scott Watkins said, I love my Warthog and never leave without it. And that's the important thing is all of those EDC grips. If you like the Warthog, then you can switch it up because the EDC grip.
So defensively, I think the Agent 01. If you like the Agent Grip series, the 003, because that blade is our famous blade. I've been carrying the 005 this week because it's ultra slicey. And I got some coming very soon. Buy now, ship now is an S35V. I just got to get the Nitro Vs.
Paul, did you win green extended grips or something and you don't have the knife? That would be funny.
Whoops.
He said, I need to get a Piranha or Warn EDC to go with my green extended grips, LOL.
Well, yeah, it's a good idea.
If you want to get one of those, we might have a blim if it's like a financial thing.
Yeah.
Email us.
It's hard because if you like the combatant grip and you want a more defensively minded blade, then you move into the adversary because Wharncliffes are designed to have that forward blade profile for deeper cuts.
Brawny says, I don't think I have a 005. You better send him one.
I just got them back from Nickel Bowl.
They're hearing the cat meowing.
That's crazy. Super far away. Like right here, starting here, there's a cantilever bed, bunk bed. It hangs from the ceiling. It's anchored to the two outer walls. And there's like this set of, I call them shelves. They're stair shelves made out of 2x12. So you walk up the shelves and then they're shelves. So they're like, anyway.
Jason Small said we show the MR1.
He asked me that, and I looked over here and didn't see one.
And then he said, would you flip the handle on Agent 01 for me, making it reverse grip?
It kind of is. I don't have an MR1 in here, which is really weird.
Ryder, the Panther's outside. This is the orange and white cat.
Listen, man. Y'all yell at her about this poor lost soul. So, the 01 in reverse grip.
And Splitting Slices said, gotta give my bud the Knife Junkie kudos for the Agent series collab with TKellians.
Yeah.
Grew into huge SD CQC series.
Yeah, man. The original blade on the 01 did not change. The only thing that we did with the 01 blade was really struggled to get CAD software to do what Bob and I drew out. I changed the grip a lot. And that's where the Agent series, I told Bob, I was like, that's good. I wanted to do a compact bird beak style, but I didn't like how anybody else executed it. And I told him, like, man, this is an excuse. I've been wanting something shorter on the Agent or on the, the Op series, because the Op series had just come out, but I wanted that same, let me show you how this worked. So this is the Ops grip, but I wanted that compact version of the Operator grip because this wasn't quite enough of a bird beak, and I wanted to shorten it up. And Bob's like, hey man, can you make it the same length to the Stalker, because that's about the max I want to carry. So I borrowed geometry from what I loved about the Op series, and then I wanted more of a hook, but this angle, weird, if you look at this, it is the exact same shape as a P226 trigger. That's where I got that from. I shoot my P226s more than anything. That's my favorite pistol by far.
Which model is the small tan knife on the table? Could you show it next to a Piranha? And then Barbarian Bronny said, I gifted the Zombie 01 to my brother. Part of me was sad to do it, but seeing how excited he was made it worth it.
Man, that's a beautiful blade to give to somebody. Sorry to hear this. Sorry for your loss. This, maybe this OD green, this one. That's the DP-2. That comes out. We're releasing those on the 15th of January. And you want to see it next to a Piranha? I only have a Piranha up here with an extended
Are the Agent 007 shipping yet?
Not yet, but they are done. We just have other stuff that's older than them that we're shipping right now. So this is the Piranha. I'm just going to cover up the extended grip on it. So that's what it would look like. Because this one has the extendo. So you see where it stops. So there's that. There's that. Like you asked for, I did it. Let's see if I have one over here with a regular grip. I don't. But, and another thing, if people try to pigeonhole me, like, well, you like Battle Lock, or do you like G10 better? Or do you like my Micarta better? Or honestly, my preferences and what I carry daily changes like the freaking wind blows. It does. Like, one week I'm like, man, everything sucks but my Micarta. And then the next week I'm like, man, I really love this Battle Lock because I can get a hold of it when I'm sweaty and cleaning animals, bloody.
Are the folders shipping yet?
Nope, they are not shipping. They'll start shipping, I think, by the end of this week if we get them back from Vance. He said he's going to have those in the mail today. And I'm going to do something cool. I had bought the small black expandable tubes for the folder project, the CW folder project. Those ones are, but they're small. They're like little ones. And we shipped a few Piranhas in them. But I'm going to ship the folders in that because I think they're rad, and I'm never going to make those tubes again. And they're cool. I bought those for the folder project originally, and I'm going to use them for that. Do I have a tiny one here? No.
Paradoxical said, will 2026 be the year we get the first annual TKel Shop Hangout Cookout, maybe with a charity auction?
Maybe. It depends on how things go in the coming months.
Yeah, you should do that whenever the Huntsman get ready.
Yeah. It's just a party of one. He already knows where
Huntsman
it is.
party.
Yeah.
And then Chuck Marsh said DP-2 cost.
It'll be the same as DP-1. What are those, $235? Have we done it in
I think it's $235.
I think they're $235. They came in fine. We didn't use the super steel on them.
Sean, thank you. $10 support for China and Disney. Thank you so much. Thank y'all again for everybody who's donated. It's actually making the trip possible. We've had people donate Universal tickets,
Disney tickets,
our employees somehow to Universal, and people have given money for the trip, and it's all gone to it. So we are very grateful.
Yeah, it's something that we never thought we'd be able to do. We work all the time. On the personal finance side, we put everything back into the business because this is how we eat. So it's really moving, I guess is the word, to say that you guys did that. I don't know. I don't know how to express thanks.
Yeah.
And then when I'm there and I'm stressed out, it will be regret. And I'll text each and every one of you individually. I'm like, why did you do this to me? I think we're gonna have a great time. I really do.
I'm gonna do another knife giveaway, and
You should.
it'll be another mystery. And this time you can ask for what you want within stuff we have.
Yeah, it's got to be what we've got. So I guess reach out. We'll give you a list. That'll be cool.
Yep.
Man, you're generous. You've given away like 84 blades today. I mean, it's like penance for suffering through our
2 hour stream.
Yeah. How many people made it?
379 right now.
That's a lot of people that are probably crying. They probably have like it on in their ear. They're doing nothing, and then they're like, "Ooh, free stuff."
Got to post a video of Tim in the wild. I probably could definitely take some footage there. Shaman guy, what Rockwell did you shoot for the combatant folder Magna Cut?
63. We tried to push 63 on those because that's what I was told. It's good for the folder in a Magna Cut.
Jody said, CW, did Tim remember or write down about folder patches with the limited edition folders? You did tell me to remind you about that.
There, all the patches are in. They're done. The stickers are done. So, yes. A lot of people bought those patches and stickers, too. Cool little
Cody Lemon said, when will the EDC extended grips be in stock? They're probably in stock.
We probably have them. We just are so busy with our poor employees. It's tough to keep up with putting them in inventory. Just make a list.
China. Yeah, we need to really have some.
We need more employees is what we need. Because the amount of blades that we make and move, we just don't have enough freaking bandwidth to do all this stuff. That's why I said this year, we cannot make more knives this year. There's no way that we can make more than last year. We will die. Because employees are hard to find. Good ones, anyway. Crappy ones are easy to find. We've got a really, really good team, but man, we've been through getting to this point. And I don't know how in the world we get another person that would fit in the team well, that's good at inventory, web monitoring, all of that stuff.
You've answered this question before, but Rajesh, I believe, said, how did you get into the knife business?
It was a complete accident. I asked one of the, sorry, there's a noise. I worked on the railroad, CSX Railroad, and there's a guy who did maintenance of way. It's the people, anyway, it doesn't matter. He ran a brush cutter, and it's got these big 36-inch blades. And I always had heard from my dad that those big blades make good knives. And I'm a tinkerer. I like making stuff. I got bored, and I just told him, hey, man, if you ever get one of those extra blades, I'll take it off of you. So he came off the track and sent me a text, BT Shields, and said, hey, left a couple of those blades in the back of your truck. I'd be interested to see what you make out of them. I made a chef knife for CW. It's exactly what I did. I had built a forge to heat up and bend a bolt on a moisten nagant so that it would clear a scope. Just because I'm weird.
Mark Kane says he'll apply. He plans to.
Yeah, you're moving, right? Yeah.
End year.
Yeah.
Oh, MA. So you made a riddle. Did you write the other one though? He just like thinks that the Chat GPT is Milos's stuff, so he just. So the second one, did you write that one?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know how you do it, but how do you put all the specific parameters?
Well, he just listed one.
Anyway, so.
What was the railroad blade called?
I don't know. It's just a big ass 36-inch brush cutter blade. They're big saw blades. I suspected it was L7 steel just by its properties. I made CW a chef's knife, a Santoku, and in the trash of the depot where I worked, they had renovated the floors in the historical depot, which was from Civil War, for real.
Who has more knives, CW or Melissa?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, gosh.
It'd be tough.
Man, how many knives do we have in the shop? I probably have more than Melissa.
I mean, if you count what we have.
Count that everything in there is sort of mine. She has more variety than me.
I bet. I mean, but like in our shop, not in here, we have like 10,000 completed blades. There's no way she's got that many. So that's a lot of heat treated and hardened steel. And then I just made the chef's knife. I had made the forge. I already had it. I just studied. This was way before, I guess not way before. YouTube was kind of a resource, but I did a lot of studying on metallurgy, heat treatment, all that. Made the forge, did the stuff. And
Look,
then,
you know you're
took off.
just good at stuff. And you're good at anything you try. And you just try to.
She likes me. I've worked with my hands, made stuff, worked with metal.
I'm very
been a
blessed
fabricator
to
for a
be
long
married
time.
to somebody that, like, if there's a problem, he can fix whatever
I'm
it
just-
is.
I'm not that awesome. My dad taught me how to do a bunch of stuff. I happen to be naturally talented at building and fixing and creating stuff. I just made stuff out of metal that I wanted. And then it happened. And then I designed my own things. Uh-oh, hot dog.
And the story with finding your dad's old knife.
That was really
all
cool
that
too.
stuff.
If you guys want the old part of the history lesson, I had already made the Santoku, and my dad was going to make me a knife because a friend of his was Ed Halligan that worked at Delta. They worked there together. And if you guys know, Ed Halligan designed the Kiss knife to keep it super simple, but it actually was keep it simple shithead when Ed did it. Friend of my dad's at work, and he sold that to, I think, CRKT. So he was always interested in making
Sean
stuff.
Anderson said, I fix one thing, break three things. In the process. Look, here's
I've been
to the
there.
point where when Tim and I got back together later on in life, he was telling me all the stuff he could do, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, really? I remember you as baby Tim.
Yeah, she remembered me as like middle school kid,
And he
Hairless-
really can do all that stuff.
hairless rat. You know.
He's very blessed.
But I mean, in high school, when everybody else was running around doing stupid stuff, I was building muscle cars and Volkswagen air-cooled stuff with my dad. That's what we did. We listened to classic
yeah, 'cause
rock.
don't you know how to do any sort of home stuff? Like, is there any home stuff you don't know how to do? Wait, you told me one time you don't know how to build a foundation.
Right. I know how to build a foundation, but I don't have the equipment to build a foundation.
But you know how to do HVAC, you know how to do plumbing,
framing, roofing, electrical,
cars,
install windows.
yeah, everything.
Now, some of the more modern cars, I think, past like 2015, I get a little lost because that's when I quit working on cars. Some of the more modern, the computer controlled stuff, I mean, I can do fuel ejection stuff. I can flash a freaking computer and change your fuel and air ratios in the computer with the right programs. I've got those. I can do that stuff. But like my RAM,
I hate plumbing, LOL for
Me
writer. Yeah.
effing too.
gross.
and speaking of that, I got a super nice
Somebody's
New Year's
gotta do
gift,
it, though.
With a flooded basement and a busted pipe.
Rajesh365 said, I can be your foundation guy. Look up Fox Blocks.
Look, man, I'd love it. My buddy across the street, he owns an excavation company, and he does a lot of it because he got a big old house and a big old piece of property. But I don't know. I've never done it. I've been around a lot of foundation work. I just have never actually done it. But
Can sing and dance. Yep, he can do that too. He can. He's pretty good at everything.
That's weird. But I don't know. I get really weird.
On day 46. I need to get Tim to look at my 95 Chevy van.
Well, in the 90s, dude, I got you. I can do it. There's really, car's pretty simple.
Dr. Lindo, I think that's Charles Tejada, said t-shirt competition reminder.
Holy crap, I totally forgot about that.
Wait, wasn't he the one that we liked the one that he did?
Depends. There were some really, really good ones. And here's what happened. All the Valhalla crap started exploding right around that same time as those. So we never finished that. We really need to do that. Employees assemble. I always get weirded out when you're like, you're so good at everything. I can't sing anymore. I'm pretty confident that singing voice
I
is
suck at everything and you're good at
Whatever.
everything.
No.
So it balances us out.
that's not true at all.
It's so
She's
true.
an excellent cook. She just hates doing it. She's an excellent. I mean, that girl could win
But can
American
he do
Idol.
laundry? Yes. Yes.
You know what's funny is when we got back together, I'm used to doing everything. And I'm like sewing my stuff up and fixing it. Cause in the Marine Corps, nobody fixes your trousers but you. And then I do all my laundry. I'm doing all my cooking and all that other stuff. And she's like, you got to let me do some stuff.
Scott Watkins, will that 006 work as a fillet knife or is it too thick?
Probably thick, because I think we need to go 165 on that to give it the heft that it needs to.
So
I mean,
you broke up at one point.
Yeah.
We got back together later on.
We sure did.
He went and lived his life, and I lived mine, and we matured and got back together.
Yeah, we knew it. I think the 005, and because this is 0.125 thick, that 1/8 inch, and it's a really high grind. This thing is so slicey. I would say try that on some filleting, because this guy's thin and light. Man, with the battle lock, it's real light. I'd like to.
Sometimes you have to do that to be a good partner.
Right. I don't know what you're talking about, but cool. I agree. I guess I
William Hornbostel. At work, they call me MacGyver or Tiny Jesus.
Look, man, you know what's funny? Those idiots that used to work for me at one of my past jobs, they got a hold of my laptop, and for the same reason, on the screensaver that bounces around, they put Jesus Jr. and locked it, and I couldn't get it off of there. So here I am, around people that know that I believe in Jesus, and on my laptop, every time it sits there and it goes to screensaver, it bounces around and it says Jesus Jr. I'm like, guys, I promise I do not think this about me.
Mark, $99.99 dinner in Disney ain't cheap. A little help. Thank you for all you do.
Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you. That's so sweet.
I am completely overwhelmed by that whole thing. But look, I'm not like some dude that's like great at all these things. I know how to fix some stuff. You know what I mean? 99% of the people on this thing are the same way. That's what I think. I've just been really fortunate to find an industry that lets me make neat stuff, and you guys like it. You know what I'm saying? I get weird. I get all nervous and sweaty, and I ate a bunch of Kydex, so I can't sing anymore, and that's probably my excuse. So that
I can't say enough good things about Tim.
Asking me to sing.
Tim's the best ever. I'm so blessed to have him.
Look, everything that's good about me is behind that camera. I'm gonna
start crying.
She's emotional, man. Are you pregnant again?
Hey, CW, what's that shiny finish on the DP1 Tim showed early? Oh, we call it shiny.
It's the high shine.
Yeah, high shine.
We do a handful of every batch now in high shine stuff. That's nickel boron still. Nickel boron's an amazing product.
Yes, Bryony, you're absolutely right.
What?
Oh, we're just chatting about relationship.
Man, it's 1,000,000 degrees in here. I keep pushing my sleeves further and further and further up.
Can I get TS88 printed on the new Dragonfly to match the TS87?
You know what those numbers are for? Have you read that on the website? Random Asker Questioner. Special Operations was founded in 1987. That's what that 87 is for. Weird, right? I know it's odd. People ask. That's Torben's idea, actually. Torbinsky. He's the co-designer of that.
Interloper. It's fine. You can absolutely ask that question, and you're not needy. I don't mean to come across as needy, but what's the color of knives you're shipping first before the agent or the order of knives you're shipping first? Honey, explain how we ship and what order we ship.
Like the whole overarching, or they're asking about specifically a knife?
He's saying like he's trying to understand why certain orders go out before certain orders. I believe. Maybe
clarify. If that's a question, I'll answer that. And if it's not, then you can ask it again in a different way. We ship in the order received. At some point last year, I transitioned to holding batches back and getting them further into the process before I released them for order. So we used to be 3 to 6 months on everything, and we were getting beat up on emails like, oh, you guys are idiots. Nobody's waiting 3 to 6 months. I'm like, all right, let's take our profits. Let's just survive and get further along into the build process before we release the blades, and we'll do 1 to 3. So we were in a transitional time period mid to late last year from the 3 to 6 to 1 to 3s. So some people that were on a 3 to 6 month wait, we were already making, before we released them, the 1 to 3 month knives. So then we caught up, and people that ordered a 1 to 3 were shipping with 3 to 6, and they got a little bit of heartburn.
An email, I'll be happy to give you one. I hope we still have it depends on your size. I think we still have some maybe larges and extra larges left.
We can make
if we
one,
have
too.
one, I'm happy to
CW,
send
I'm
you one.
assuming.
Yeah.
We can make one too. That design is on Printful. So
this is a good answer too. I am David Interloper. Just politely email and ask China about your purchase. She'll shoot you straight. For me, it's a lot of stuff happens and it gets late, but we're never not shipping something because we're doing it on purpose or anything. It's just how it works out.
Yeah, and if we're not shipping an order and like all the 07s are done, the 04s are done, the 05s are done. Maybe we're making sheaths for stuff and all those are done and ready to ship, but we have a responsibility to ship Raiders, Piranhas, FLN 2.0s, Taylor's Ridges, the Guardians, all of those things that are older. We're trying to ship those first before we start on the Night Stalkers and the Nautilus and all that kind of stuff. So there is a method to the madness. And if it seems like it's been a super long time, where you see we just did a drop on something and people are already getting those and you got a Piranha that's been hanging out for 8 months, reach out.
No, you don't have to type it again. I just haven't done it yet.
And
you're leaving before you might win something, splitting slices.
Maybe we just took too long.
See ya, bye.
Took too long.
One more question and then I'm going to draw this.
Was that the question that they were asking?
I think, and it could be grips, as I am David said. And sometimes we have problems with batches when we have to read like all kind of stuff that can happen.
Like the 005s, they're over a year. And some people have been waiting on those because we got all the way to the finish line to get those back to sharpen them. And the whole batch was trash.
I read Gemini said, is it possible to get high shine on an already owned knife at home?
Yes, but we'll have to. There is a fee associated because we've got to remove the nickel boron, reapply it, and then high shine it.
Casey said Disney day plan, get there early, leave at 2 p.m., go to hotel, swim, eat lunch, nap, and go back at 6 for parade and fireworks. I've heard that. I've heard that's the best way to do
I need
it.
a nappy. If I'm, because I get up super early and I'm going to be emailing and doing the regular business stuff like pre-dawn, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Look, folks.
So yeah, I told CW, I was like, look, if Disney's too much for my, like, too many humans around me.
JK 32.
Man, you've been around for a long time.
Congratulations.
Too. He's got a lot of blades. I think he was texting.
We're out of time. We'll be not here the next 2 weeks on the Sunday live, but we do have a whatnot on Thursday.
Yes. So,
I think, right? Don't we have a whatnot?
Yes, Thursday? We're going to do a whatnot this Thursday so you guys don't have like withdrawal problems.
Fire Gemini said, what's the fee? I want it on my retro. Can he do that on the retro since it's already been wrapped? Probably not. Probably not.
Because when Mike wrapped those, that's like epoxied and glued on there. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to do that.
We might.
Don't they dip the entire blade at nickel boron?
Yeah. That one, I don't think we can do. Unless, there's only an outside chance, is if we talked Mike into doing another one. But Mike Jarvis from Auxiliary.
Trying to see where the Piranha extended grips are on the website. Dave Marino.
They're probably out.
Doesn't see them.
Oh, God.
Oh, they're just not visible because they're out of stock.
Right, they're out of stock.
You can email China and she could put in.
Nick's making a set of those too.
For when they get.
Nick's making those for the people that are still holding out on those orders. But the fee to get those wrapped and the cost of the race skin and all the time with Mike Jarvis is $95.
We're going to be at Disney. We're going to be driving to Disney Saturday, so we'll be there Sunday, not to do the live. That's why we're not doing the live.
My business partner, Jeff, is like, man, why are you so stressed about going out of town for a week? When's the last time you did that? I was like, I don't know. I cannot honestly tell you. I don't think we've ever had a planned vacation, at least in 10 years. Where we went.
Make sure to eat at the restaurants outside of Disney. Decent quality food. Is that Disney Springs?
That's what Jacob.
We're also going to Universal.
Right.
So both places.
Yep. We're doing both. But yeah, at least in 10 years, we've never planned a vacation and gone. Now, last year, I was like about to break under the stress of all the stuff that was going wrong. And CW was texting me and she's like, you seem fragile. Let's go to Florida. So we went to Florida for a few days on the beach in the middle of the freaking hurricane cleanup. Literally, we were dodging these massive dump trucks and it was still relaxing. Like right behind where we were sitting on the beach in January of last year
No,
was
it's
a Mercedes buried
it's 2
this much.
Sundays that we won't be here, but it's only a 1-week trip.
Right. See, we're driving down next Saturday, so we'll be at Disney next Sunday, and then we're driving back the following Sunday.
Sean Anderson said, I hate going on vacation, especially in tourist areas.
That's what we're worried about with me.
I will say I'm kind of like that too. I'm hoping I can.
We're taking the
like
trip
it.
for China and our youngest because
I'm a major introvert, so I'm like, I got to escape from people sometimes.
I'm not. This is why we fit well together.
Yay, Hunter gets to turn off his alarm. Yes, we're gonna wear the jackets. We'll make sure we take a picture.
Yeah, we got a whole wardrobe we got to take with us to take pictures with. We got Patrick shirts and Raymond's jackets. And I'm not gonna do like that dude. No pictures of loaded wee-wees. None of that.
Old Man on the Ridge said, make sure you get to see a rocket launch while you're there. They're about a daily event now. Awesome. Maybe we'll see
Elon is in space. I got to see other types of rockets launch when I was active duty. That was cool. Unless they're coming at you. That's bad. Any final thoughts?
Ryder said I get to sleep in the next 2 Sundays.
I don't even know how to sleep in. Like I wake up at 4 o'clock like I'm a psychopath.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes I wake up like 2 or 3. It's ridiculous.
And then she stomps around like she hates that I'm asleep.
All right, thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
You guys have a great Sunday. We'll see you Thursday, maybe. Bye.
Bye. Florida, Develti.
Florida.